Hi guys, I'm Garen.
I'm JD.
This is Investigating Comic Club, where we will chronologically read, review, discuss, and rate specific crucial stories of the medium.
Indeed, and we hope that you guys will subscribe, become members of Comic Club yourself, share your opinions of the stories in the comments, and stick around till the end of our discussion for our comic quality poll, where you guys can give your own ratings, A, B, C, D, or F. And stick around till after the Misfit Picture Show's logo for some potential bloopers. Tonight we are doing Powers of X number 5 by Jonathan Hickman,
Yes.
R.B. Silva, and Marte Gracia.
Gracia.
I love the sinister cover to start things off. He's kind of bringing up his pod people. We don't see him in the issue. Or the pod people. Is that something to come? Is that a potential spoiler? Overall, what did you think, Mr. Garen?
It was a great cover. It's No, it's Powers, guys. It gets me every week. It gets me every time. It's just so much brain power to read it, yet it's still so intriguing. Like it goes over your head, but just enough that it's not so much towards out of left field. You know, where things do connect. Where you're like, oh, I get your viewpoint. Not just in the X-Men world, but in the world.
It is possible that Jonathan Hickman believes that the universe is directed by artificial intelligence.
Just a little bit.
I think that might be the case.
I might be reading into it too much, but I think possible.
One thing that I love about Mr. Hickman, and again, I'm not that familiar with his work. I've read the 2 S.H.I.E.L.D. miniseries and Secret Warriors.
Yeah.
He is clearly, his imagination and intelligence is on a different level. He is probably a genius.
Yeah.
And the best thing about him is that without talking down to his audience, he treats his audience with respect.
Yeah.
He doesn't feel, I don't think he feels the need to, oh, look how smart I am. He's not showing off. He wants you to enjoy his story.
Yeah.
So he will convey it, tell it, in a way that the average person can read it. It's a challenge, but I feel like he's giving us credit. Like, he knows you guys can do it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, it's like, that's what I said. It's like, I just reading it, I was like, here we go. I'm going to have to think, you know? But I know I can. You know, it's not like crazy left field. I did kind of laugh though when I read the title of this issue was For the Children. I'm like, this is definitely not it's definitely titled and not
for the kids.
Yeah. I know it's not about that, but I mean, if he was like, oh yeah, it's called For the Children. Imagine picking this copy up, seeing the title. For the Children. This is definitely for little Bobby. He's gonna read this.
It's really cool. I didn't even take note of the title. With our companion series, Chronological Marvel, number 9, X-Men, Children of the Atom. For the Children.
Oh.
It's cool.
Yeah. See, Hickman.
The insanity is, Mr. Garen, you poor man. You were trying to absorb the entirety of the X-Men mythos as a first-time reader. And on top of that is Jonathan Hickman's Bible for the new reality of the X-Men canon. And it's awesome that you're there and you're reading it. But man, it's a task.
It's a task. It's like, after 2 more issues, I feel like I'm going to come out of the Matrix being like, I know Kung Fu. You know? Like, I know it. I know Kung Fu. That's, even like, and again, I mean, kind of side note as far as the art goes, this panel of the Louvre, like,
it's alright.
It's like all this story, and then it's still like, that's beautiful. It's just like, what are you?
I actually took note, R.B. Silva, this issue, that conversation between Forge and Charles at the beginning, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Like the details on the turtles and all the sea creatures and the
This
background.
is near the end of the series. You know, a guy is working.
Yeah.
This is coming out bi-weekly. I don't know how long they've been working on this in secret. But this guy's working, and then you've got your deadlines. As the series has progressed, I feel like they've been so inspired by the writing that whereas as the deadlines loom, you'll see artists kind of oh,
Yeah.
getting quick.
Yeah,
Like, we got to get this out.
Yeah.
I feel the opposite with both these artists. I feel like
just-
we are part of something special.
Yeah.
It's getting me goosebumps. We're part of something special, and we're not going to let this down.
They are rising to the occasion even more.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I feel like each week it's the bar was set, almost like they get the script full, and they're like, and they see it right now, and they see and they're like, this is amazing. I can't just, you know.
Isn't that inspiring? Because art, collaborating, creating, that's the love, that's the like passion, that's the energy. And I do feel like, you know, there's Jonathan Hickman. He doesn't seem like a very social guy, so he's probably there on his typewriter.
Yeah.
But with his words on the page, he's inspiring these artists to do something. This is going to sit on people's bookshelves for a long time.
Yeah, and it's everybody's inspired. You can see that, and that's what art is. Anything that makes you feel something, and you can see it in the collaboration here, from the words to even the lettering.
I love that you just said the lettering, because, you know, usually comics, everything's capitals. And I always felt like, I still feel like lettering, there's some letterers in the industry that really get it. They recognize that lettering is part of the art.
Yeah.
I always felt like the everything capitalized was adolescent. I'm happy that this is, you know, it's not all, you know,
just you got
it's
pages
still,
and pages.
it's clearly computer lettering, but it's a part of the art. I enjoy it. I think it's really great. And going to the Charles and Forge conversation that starts it off, there's a lot of dialogue going there.
Yeah.
But they didn't feel, they felt like, I felt Charles's excitement. I felt him kind of roping Forge to get Forge excited about this thing that morally may be kind of questionable. It was a really beautiful conversation between the two of them. I can't wait until we're in a place where Hickman really settles into some specific characters.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to get that with X-Men when it comes.
Oh yeah, no,
this is a journey. This is the world building.
Full thing of like you said, the Bible of it all, and it's like, okay, now we got all that exposition, mind stuff out of the way.
Yeah.
Now it's time to have fun with it, and because this is for the children. This is exposition galore. But yeah, I mean, it was still like reading it and having it and being able to catch like year one and like, okay,
where is that?
Where is that? What have we known
Plug
already?
in.
You know, it's like, okay, what do we already know? What don't we know? And jumping ahead, getting to the end for year 1000.
I laughed.
I was like,
I thought of you.
I was like, oh, this is cool. This is whatever. I still don't know what's going on. And then, year one. It's just like, is this a picture of my brain right now? This explosion? Is this my brain? This is your brain on drugs. This is your brain after Hickman.
Hickman X-Men. So, yeah, Forge, Charles, the conversation about Cerebro. I took it all in. I do certainly feel now that all of this they're all making the wrong choices. I do feel like this utopia that they're setting up with everybody cheering in it. Like, I think it's a disaster. I don't know if this Bible, like the quote at the beginning, what was it? Like, they think we're gonna go this way, but we're gonna go this way. But that's
the thing. When I read that, they will think we are doing one thing, but
Hickman.
The truth is, we're doing something altogether. Yeah, this is. Yeah, I was like, no, this is for us, the readers. This has nothing to do with them and their world. This is for us.
Do you remember Hickman even saying that at the panel, the Comic-Con panel?
Yeah.
He said, you guys are, I think that people are going to, he was kind of, not throwing it away. You're going to think we're going to go this way, but I'm actually going to go this way.
Yeah.
And all I can think about is like, okay, well, he's taken so much time to build this world and this Bible. Is he just going to blow it up in the final issue and then like all this work and imagine, like I have no idea. Like, is this going to be the status quo?
I read that quote, even though it says Professor X. I was like, this is just Hickman.
This is Johnny.
This is him telling us, the readers. This has nothing to do with. Like, I don't even think, was that line even in there?
No.
He was, because usually they're in there.
That's true. Namor's was.
They're usually in there.
The end.
Yeah, that was in there. But they're usually these quotes are in there within the first few pages and the last few pages. I mean, unless I missed it.
No.
I was like, no, this
I'm
is
fairly
just...
certain it wasn't.
Yeah, it was just... We're going to see if anybody's paying attention, actually.
What did you think of Magneto and Charles with Emma?
I couldn't... Again, that was where the timeline was a little... With me knowing where we kind of last saw with the signing of everything.
So
this was prior to that.
Right.
Then,
this
right?
was like when we saw how Sinister became involved.
Yeah.
Which led to the DNA.
That's good. Yeah.
This is Emma getting involved.
That's right.
Which led to that signing and her influencing people. And again, this whole... It's like narcotics.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I did...
They're just shoving the drugs in the human's mouth.
Yeah, it's straight up like that. And the whole... Are you trying to get me to be the East Indian Trading Company? And she then says, I like the taste of that. Which, I don't know if this is what he was going for, but it was fun to know. East Indian Trading Company, East India Trading Company.
East India.
India Trading Company.
Yeah.
Which, back in the day when they had that and they had to get goods across the land, that's where the beer IPA got its name from. Because it was against the law to drink any pale ale from India. The East Indian Trading Company was them doing exactly what they're trying to have her do, where they're kind of smuggling in.
They're sidestepping.
Yeah. So him saying whether he did it or not, it was kind of funny to hear. I like the taste of that, knowing beer into that. That could be nothing compared to it.
No, I'm sure that's
But the wording in that
clever,
was just like, oh,
yeah.
You know.
No, I'm sure that was a pun on that.
Yeah.
How did you feel about, Charles and Magneto coming at Emma that way? Like, what did you feel about that conversation?
It threw me off knowing when it was, but knowing that it was in the past, because of so far what we've seen of her has been this white queen, powerful person kind of thing, and then having these two come in and be like,
this is how
it's gonna work. Yeah, because we've up until this point we've only seen her, at least in this storyline, just being this powerful person who you feel like you're not sure about, but then realizing it's Charles and Magneto who are playing the strings over here.
Yeah, and it's a bit disturbing. She's sharp. She's smart. She's going to be like, oh, look how I can profit from this. What would they have done if she hadn't? Charles walking in there with Cerebro on.
I mean, I don't think she had a choice.
Right.
I don't think
she had a choice.
She didn't have a choice.
And even
they wanted to give her a choice.
Exactly, the council.
Yeah.
Because they wanted her to. It's all murky. It's all murky, and we are loving the characters. We are loving the storyline, but we are following the villains. I feel like it's strange. It is really unusual, and it's keeping us on our toes. Even to the point where they set up this council of 12, give her 2 spots, then possibly 3, and she says, well, I suppose we're just going to have this council until a more formal structure can be agreed upon. And Charles is just like, perhaps.
Yeah, you're just a pawn. You are
perhaps
a pawn in this whole thing.
Or I'm just going to be king and rule you forever.
Yes, whatever. We can, dictator.
Yeah, we'll vote in 4 years. Well, actually, it's a little tricky. Maybe 12 years.
We'll change it. We'll figure it out. No, it is that. Yeah, in the placement of this in the story of like I said, just it threw me off a little bit, but it still was like don't judge a book by its cover, which we've been learning a lot in this with these characters because all we've seen of her is one-sided, but now seeing that.
How would this read after all 6 issues are out, 12 issues are out? If we had extra copies and we cut it all and put it all chronological pages?
Wow.
I bet it would read kind of cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Emma and then this and then Sinister and this and that and that. It'd be cool.
That'd be definitely
photocopy it.
Yeah.
Put together. It's a cool idea.
Someone will come out with that in 15 years.
So they mentioned Sebastian Shaw. You're unfamiliar with him. The Hellfire Club. Sebastian Shaw. Oh, Kevin Bacon played him in X-Men First Class. I'll also point out that Magneto says...
That's right, he did. That's where that name... I was like, why does that name sound familiar? Okay.
Extremely different in the comics, but still a leader of an opposing mutant team that is trying to take over the planet.
Yeah.
Magneto says it will grow into an inferno. There's that word again, inferno. Remember that crossover I kept talking about? He keeps mentioning it. So then we get Charles' invitation to different sects.
Which is kind of cool to. I thought about it too. I'm like, would I rather have seen this or how they revealed it in House of X?
Oh, when they all came.
When they all came.
Yeah. See, again, if we cut the pages.
Yeah, exactly. But that reveal was cool.
It was like, it was epic.
They're just all there.
Yeah.
This is like you're seeing that kind of again, but just you're seeing how it happened as far as.
You get the punch in the face reveal first, and then the pieces of the puzzle after, which was kind of cool. One thing I was embarrassed to say, but my favorite character, Colossus, he's standing in the background of the acolytes with Exodus, which at one point he was there. It was a hard time for me to read about the character being on the bad guy's side. What the heck is he doing there? I could go on about that, but I don't want your head fuddled even more.
It's already fuddled.
But then we get to Namor.
Yeah, and then we get to Namor.
And you don't know much about Namor, but boy, did you ever feel his royalty sitting on that throne, right?
No, yeah, you
that was awesome.
He held it to where it's like even the stuff I've known about Namor, it's not enough for even. I would have never put him on this pedestal. You know, like.
But you did read Marvel's project.
From his history and everything in the world of it all. But this is the first time where I like kind of put it like there's history behind that. This isn't young Namor. This isn't.
That's right. Because in season 1, Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
You see.
No, he's in it a few times, like to where I got nostalgic when he did come into certain things.
Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot that you did have a little history there.
Yeah, I have. Where I'm actually. We had this talk. Side note, wanting to get the omnibus.
Oh,
you know,
John Byrne's Namor run is coming out in an omnibus collection. Highly recommend that series, and it is something that you can just pick up that and read a full story. John Byrne nails it in that series, and it's really fun
because of chronological Marvel and learning about these little stories where he happens to be in them. Has made it be like, no, this is a character that I would.
You're intrigued by.
I'm intrigued by. He's not. Yeah, he's cool. Not maybe not my favorite as far as like, I'm like, I'm just like, he's someone. Would want to know his story.
Cool.
So having him show up here was cool. It's just like he showed up enough times in our readings, and then now in here and stuff. It's just like, but it was a whole different viewpoint. Of seeing him here.
Yeah, you see him here on the throne of Atlantis. You feel that he is a king.
And how he talks to Professor X and how he does all that shows the history of Atlantis and Namor to being like, look, you can boss around anybody else you want. But me, like
They destroyed my kingdom 50 years ago. And they've been exploiting it ever since. Yeah. And I have taken care of it. I have separated. I've come out on top. You guys, it's good that you grew up.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't really think of it all that way. Just thinking of the little pieces of his story that you've gotten through chronological Marvel. It's pretty cool to see him here, like, woof, on the far other side of it.
Yeah. And again, it's a whole, to see that growth of it all. So...
Wild. And then we do get into the year 1 million.
And this is where this episode ends.
There's a lot in this episode. There is a lot to in this issue that...
There's so much in that episode. In that, like, just when... It was enough to begin with, like, all the information and stuff and dialogue and the tech pages that just great.
What has been revealed, what hasn't been revealed.
Yeah, what hasn't been revealed,
like the council,
what it came back to, what it didn't. It was stuff like, I knew
censored.
That. Yeah, and then you jump to year 100. Yeah, year 1000.
Is it 1000?
Yeah, it's year 1000.
I say 1 million. I don't know.
1000?
So we get into some crazy beyond Black Mirror stuff happening here. But I absorbed it.
Good.
And I get what's happening. You know, they went to the Phalanx and they said, can we be uploaded and still have a consciousness and exist as we are here on this planet, but on a universal scale? And Phalanx said, yeah, you can. You can be uploaded, but your consciousness is gone.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, yes, a win, but not at all.
Yeah.
And then there were two, Garen. 2 issues
There's
left.
2 issues left, guys.
Is it Powers next week or House?
It's House. We end with Powers, guys.
End with Powers.
We end with Powers, yeah. Next week's is House of X6. The name of it is I am not ashamed of what I am. I haven't decoded the final issue yet.
And the Powers of X number 6 is red.
Yep. It's the final one. Where he just blows it all up.
He's going to reveal, I suspect, Powers of X issue 6 will be almost all in the year 1000. And there will be a reveal that will make it like the librarian is Moira or Charles or something, where it's like, oh, we actually, the final kind of human on the planet is a mutant, is somebody we know. We'll see.
Oh yeah, we haven't seen her in a minute.
That is very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
We keep forgetting all of these things.
What would you rate it?
Many things. Probably gonna keep my status quo with these powers and give it a B.
Okay.
It's a lot. I always go back and reread each of these powers at least because it's just so much.
Yeah. I feel the same way, but regardless of how dense it is and how difficult at 2:30 in the morning I'm reading it, I recognize the brilliance in this and it deserves an A.
Oh, he's giving it an A! He gave it an A, guys!
Yeah, my A, it's from like just a technical standpoint of this is on a level of quality that is shocking.
Yeah. It makes you think. So yeah, I gave it a B. JD gave it an A. So we want to know what you guys think in our comic quality poll. You got A, B, C, D, or F, and then let's talk about it. Comment below in the comments and have a discussion about what you think of this issue and just the story so far. There's only 2 issues left.
That's what's so cool about having discussions, different opinions. His B is not wrong. My A is not right. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It's different opinions. Technically, it's a superb thing. Entertainment-wise, you're not hungry for the next issue as much as you have been before.
Yeah.
So I would love to hear all of your different opinions. Even if it's a fail, I want to know why it fails.
Yeah.
In the meantime, check out our chronological Marvel number 10, which is Thor: First Thunder. See how Thor enters the Marvel Universe, and actually, spoiler alert, you might see some other Marvel heroes in there, which is pretty cool. That's on Sunday.
To be continued. Okay. Alright. Let's do it. Hi guys, I'm Garen.
I'm JD. And some possible... What are they called? Bloopers.
Bloopers.
There's one.
There's one.
And stick around till after the Misfit Picture Show's logo for some potential bloopers.